I know, buddy. It's okay. It's okay, bud. It's okay. I just need you to talk to the camera for a second and help me get lots and lots of views. Come on. You can do it. Anyway, hello everybody on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis Exile. Alright, welcome you back to check this out. The show we take a look at deck, we want to take a look at. Be control deck, rogue deck, casual deck, meta deck. Whatever we want to do, we take a look at it. Ever since a good old time. Today, everybody, we're taking a look at the K9 archetype. Something I completely overlooked trying out in its purest of forms. And that's what we basically have here today. It's K9s and all their Exceed monsters, trying to go for a bunch of rank 5s and then ranking up into bigger monsters to lay it into our opponent really darn hard. So we're going to have ourselves our K9 deck, thanks to our boy Slayer King over on our Discord. We got ourselves this deck where we show off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's, and have ourselves a good old time. So as always, if you want the whole deck list, it'll be at the end of today's video. It'll also be as a file on our Discord as well, link in the description. And for now, we're going to go into yugioh Pro, show off what this deck can do. So if you want to help the channel out, hit up all the good buttons down below. And without another word, let's get right into the action. Alright, everybody, it's time for our first opponent. Another day and another card game. So with our deck, we kind of like to go first, but we can also go second. It's one of those decks that can do a little bit of both. And our opening hand looks pretty solid for the most part. Let me double check this. So what we do have, our boy Diablo-Star, the Negation Fortress. Free level 5 on the board. Don't mind if I do. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead. Let's see, 2 more cards in the hand. Yeah. So long as my opponent's got a hand, I don't have to pay no tributes for my boy. So we're going to go for a K9 for Noroi. When this gets summoned out, I can summon out a K9 from the deck. I would like to search, but it's not like a necessary thing, I suppose. Not necessarily. Let's see. I could look at my opponent's hand, but I don't think I need to do that. Although it is always an option. So, let's go ahead into K917, the Ripper. She's our start 'em up girl. We're going to use her effect. We're going to detach a material from her. Being our Diablo-Star, doesn't really matter which at the moment. I could have, well, either way, Lantern will get to do his thing eventually. And this is going to let me get another K9 card. That's what you want to do. Start searching up, start setting up. In this case, we're going to go for a case for the K9s. Because they're like police officers or something. It's kind of silly, but it's also pretty cool at the same time. So now that we're searching out our card, and since my opponent activated a monster effect, I actually get an additional quick play. So we're going to go ahead for, let's see. Yeah, let's go for K9 X-Force Liberation. This way I can rank up Ripper into one of my big Exceeds and pop a card at the same time. It's all about going into Exceeds and then exceeding on top of the Exceeds with the K9s. And with the K9's case, we're going to go ahead and get another monster. In this case, Izuna. She's like our counter hand trap sort of thing with her. My opponent uses a monster effect in the hand or in the graveyard. I can summon her out. It's pretty nifty. Actually, I can just do that now. That is true. So, let's just go ahead and set that up now. Why not? Let's go for Izuna. And when she's summoned, I'm going to mill myself another K9. This will let me get Lupus set up, and then we'll be all set. And I could just bring him back now with Lantern's effect. I could just summon him now if I wanted to. Do I really want to, is the question. I'd rather wait and see what my opponent's going to do first. If that's okay. I don't need to overextend, let's put it that way. Like, I can summon Lupus right now. That's true, but what if he hits me with Raigeki? I don't want to be hit with no Raigekis right now. So I'm just going to keep Lupus in the grave in case I need him. Just in case. Let's see. Yeah, and if he uses a monster effect in the hand of the grave, my monsters will get a 900-point boost. It's pretty beefy. And this guy, let's see, what's the other thing? I'm still a little fresh to K9s myself. I gotta remember some of these. This card's destroyed. Set another K9 quick play. Okay. You get it from the deck, or you get it from the grave. That's the nice thing. You just get all the recursion of this. So we'll see what my opponent's got going for him. Nothing yet that we are aware. I do have a monster negate if I happen to need it. It's only the Hand of the Grave. Again, the K9s are all about like hands and graves. They don't really bother with the field too much. It's kind of a weird thing, but you know, it's what these dogs want to do. These dogs are sleuthing. They're sleuthing. They're looking for graves and hands. That's what they care about. Alright, so what is my opponent? Oh, the Fallen Virtuous spell. Alright. Pop in my Ripper, huh? Well, I guess I don't have a choice but to do this. Let's go for K9 X-Force release. Really hoping to save this, but I guess we'll have to do this now. Let's see, what do I want to go into? Let's see, target a monster on the field, destroy it? No. Let's see, K9, target up 2 cards, shuffle to the deck. I could try for growing for Ripper Millennia. This is the new member, so let's go for him. Yeah, pop this. And because my boy got Exceed summoned, I can put 2 of his cards back in the deck. Haha. What say ye to that, salesman? Oh, you have something else. Okay. Well, you used them. Let's see. Detach 2 to destroy the board, huh? I mean, that sounds nifty, but I don't think so. Let's see. Oh yeah, the quick play spell is activated. Okay, that's why. Okay, so this is Radiant Typhoons, you say? With Dogmaticas. Fascinating. What is this doing now? This is gonna search you more cards. I don't think so. I don't think so. No, sir. No. There'll be no rampant searching here. Unless you're gonna rampantly search with this thing. Searching that MST, huh? Alright. Touche. Let me think about this. I've got an Exceed Summon. The question is, what do I want to Exceed Summon into? That's always the trick, isn't it? That's always kind of the trick. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for Lupus. We're going to Exceed into another rank 5. Question is, who do I want to go? I could go for Jax. Target a monster and destroy it. Would deny my opponent stuff. That is true. What are my other options, just in case? Because I can go for, like, Nash Knight. I can go for Durendal, which only stops normal spell traps, so that doesn't work. Go for Hounds. I go for Jack. I go for Ripper. I'm gonna go for another Ripper. Why not? I mean, now that I've used Lupus as the material, he can't target Ripper. So that's pretty good. Yeah, that's gonna get negated. That's all good there, too. All's good in the hood. Let's go ahead and negate that, too. Stop doing stuff in your hands. Get down on the board. Alright, so the MST will sadly destroy my thing, but, you know, that's one less card for my opponent, and the case for the K9s is still to be made. Oh, I see. This darn thing again. Alright, this is fine. Let's go ahead and get LC Liberation here. Get that nice and set up. Okay. Alright, touche. I mean, we already know what the card is in his hand. He can't play it. My monster's bigger than his. And while Ripper is sadly going to get destroyed, that happens. Not a big deal. Alright. Radiant Typhoon is a thing, but thankfully, because he destroyed my Exceed, I actually get my K9 X-Force release back. The tricky thing is, I can't really play these without my opponent getting to do stuff. Because he's all about them quick play spells with these things. Especially with, like, the new one. What does this one do again? Add an MST. You target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a monster. Place them in their spell trap as spell traps. Nuke of the board, I guess. It's like, I don't want him to keep this, because then he's just gonna... He's just gonna do more stuff. He'll get an MST never. No MSTs for you. Alright, this'll work. That works fine. Let's go for the Lantern. Let's see. Do I go for Lupus or Izuna? Lupus or Izuna? I guess we'll never find out. Alright. Well, we overwhelmed them and overpowered them. That's what we had to do. So, you get an idea of what the K9s are all about. We're just trying to exceed summon, do a little bit on my opponent's turn, and my opponent wants to do hand grave the things. They're going to be in some trouble. You know, they got to fight us man to man on the board. That's what they get to do. Okay? So, good on us for duel number 1. You get an idea of what the K9s are about. And I was about to keep going in a Lantern. He's great. I can survive in one of my level 5s and him to the board. Go for another rank 5. All that good stuff. This also searches like K9 spell trap, so even better. I was going to be making my comeback right there. You know, I just wish I could have gotten some licks in. Regardless, let's go for duel number 2. Keep showing what this deck can do, because there's still a bunch of text that we got to show off. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. It's time to bow wow wow yugioh one more time. And then another time after this, because I'd like to duel 3 times. But yeah, we're going to be keeping it going. Let's see where it goes as soon as my opponent picks their rock, paper, scissors. I usually just like pick something pretty quick. There we go. Alright, let's go first again. And what do we have for a hand here? It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's okay. We got Jokel, but thankfully we also have Case for K9 again. So we're going to activate the Case of the K9s once more. And this will let me search out another monster. And you want to go for Azuna more often than not. You know, she's our foolish burial in the deck, so that's what we want to do. And we're going to use Jokel's effect to summon them both to the board. Now, I will be locked out of summoning light exceed monsters this turn. But unless my memory is... Oh, I see. What is this doing? Every time I summon a monster from the deck or the extra deck. I can work with that. That's fine by me. That's actually just fine. Because I'll just go ahead and set these on the board. I don't need to exceed right now. Because I can just do it on their turn. So Furos really doesn't help him in this situation. But let's go ahead and ditch our boy Lupith. And, let me think about this. Summon a K9 for the hand or the GY, you say? Thinking about this. Got my special release experimentation, which is a pretty nasty little trap. Lets me revive a dude and then use him as immediate exceed material. And destroy that monster from the extra deck during the end phase of the turn. Yep. But nothing wrong with that, necessarily. Let me think about this. I can add a non-aqua K9 from deck to hand thanks to Jokel, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's get ourselves a Lantern for later. A little bit of comeback potential. And let me think, what else can I do here? I could revive Lupus, just to have him... Yeah, just to get... Well, what if he gets called by the grave, for all we know? So yeah, let's just bring back Lupus. And I think we're... Oh, normal summon... I could normal summon Nibiru. That is pretty powerful. But no, I think I'll keep this guy in my hand for now. But yes, during the standby phase, let's go ahead, activate Lupus's effect, and exceed summon. Let's go ahead and go into the Ripper. That way we can get Lupus and Izuna as our materials here. Make our Ripper. Hey, we're about to rip him. About to rip him. Yeah, he activates a monster effect and just attach him. Let me think about that. I only get it once per turn, so I'm not going to do that. What the heck are you doing? What are you doing? What was the point of that? I don't know what people are doing with these Fuwoses, I tell you. It's very strange. People will just discard these at random. I don't get it. Maybe people are already so sick of Furos, they'd rather just not see it. But then, why play it at all? Very strange indeed. Alright, well now that he's used a monster effect in the grave like I was hoping he would, we can now detach Lupus, and my opponent surrenders! Okay, I was not expecting this deck to have such a frightening presence. I guess these dogs have Intimidate as their ability. I mean, they're pretty intimidating bunch, they can be, so... Yeah, I mean, it might be silly to negate Nightshade. I don't even know what this does. I guess it just comes back, but... Yeah, I was really just trying to set up for my special release experiment, which would have been beautiful. But unfortunately, the Trickstars couldn't handle it. I guess we're going to have to do a fourth duel at this. Oh, we'll see how the third duel goes. Let's go for the third duel. Hopefully we get some more back and forth, because so far my opponents are just folding, which is unfortunate. I'd rather have some back and forth. But let's go for duel number 3. and continue dogging it up. Alright, everybody, it's time for the third opponent to fight in third. Let's dog on him right now. You think being a dog on right? No, some more dog puns, but no, I don't. I guess I'm just a flea-bitten mud after all. But anyway, what do we got here? Okay, Case of the K9s. Always glad to see that in our hand. I also have Dream Shark, which is cool. Nice little card for later in the duel. But more importantly, it's a free level 5 monster. So let's go ahead and get Izuna. As we like to say, Izuna. Very nice indeed. So, let's see. What was the actual effect of Dream Shark again? Card effect fixed damage when this card's in the grave. Summons card. Yeah, so basically this is a thing for countering like effect damage, which obviously doesn't happen that often, but you never know. It could always happen. So let's go ahead and summon out Izuna, ditch a Lupus, and see where this is gonna go. Activate Ash Blossom on myself. Yeah, that'd be smart. That'd be hilarious, let's be real. But let's go ahead and set a card. Let me think about this. He hasn't activated a monster effect. But I could get a K9 card. Like, I kind of just want to do it, you know what I mean? I don't want to just sit here. My dog's just smelling the scent of cat. Therefore, I must continue. So we're going to ditch Dream Shark in the off chance this guy's actually playing, you know, if he's actually playing any of those gosh darn monster effects or things of that nature. What do I want to go for? Do I go for the spell or do I go for the trap? Difficult decision. Very difficult decision. But I think I'll go with Canon X-Force Release. Because this does, you know, it's essentially the same as the trap, but this will also, you know, keep my monster alive. So I'm going to go for that. And we'll end our turn, you know? Nice and simple opening bar, you know, nothing too crazy. That's the thing I like about when we do like a pure style deck. Or at least a deck like this one, that we don't need to worry about things getting too crazy. What the heck is this? Summon this card, tribute a number of fairies, summon a fairy from the deck. Okay. Do I want to do anything about that? That's the question. Eh? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. Dawn Angel Campy. I've never heard of this card. I think I've seen it, but I've never seen it played. Oh, this is a Darklord deck. I see. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So I'm actually going to allow this. Because, let's see, he's got Dueli. This summons a Darklord from the deck. Okay. Totally fine and dandy, I'd say. Okay. I'm curious as to where this is going right now. That's what I'm, like, thinking, like, what is he trying to do? Now, let's see, Golgata summons 2 tokens, except he can only summon fairies, you say. Alright. I feel like I should be stopping this, but at the same time, I'm like, let's just see where it goes. I'm curiouser and curiouser. I really need to play the Darklords. I have such a list of things to play. But I'm just, I gotta pick something. So let's see here. This adds a Darklord or Forbidden. Okay. Let's activate Ash Blossom to that. He'll negate with Herald of the Mirage Lights. And then I can imperm. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Screw what I was about to say. But yeah, he's gonna go for the Condemned Darklord. Yep. So, let's see. Yeah. Let's bring back Lupus and spook him. Let's bring back the Loopy and bring him out. Like so. He's going to be nice and big thanks to my case, so we're good there. Let's see. Spell Trap activated. Discarding a card. Trickstar Nightshade. Is this the same guy I just dueled? It might be. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the names. Let's see. Exceed using this card I control. Oh, that's true. I can't just exceed using this. Into somebody. Activate Lupus's effect. Yeah, that's right. I can succeed with just this dude. Into Typhoon. But Chumba. Which won't do much against this, but, you know, if he summons out, like, the big fusion, he won't be able to just use its effects. So that's good. That's pretty good in of itself. I've got myself a Typhoon on the board. I'll take it, you know. He can't, let's see, what was it? Neither play activate the effects of monster 3,000 or more attack points. Yep. Which affects, like, a small chunk of his deck, but it still does something. He does 7. Alright. End of phase. He'll get some life points. And we'll see where this is going to go now. Let's see here. Alright. Let's start by activating Typhon's effect in an attempt to get him to really use up this Herald of it. He does not want to use the Herald. Crazy. Alright. I'm trying to remember if the Darklord traps any Darklords on the board. I think they do. I think. I could be horribly wrong. It's possible. It's probable. Let's see here. I do actually need tributes for Lupus. So, I'm thinking, let go of, well, I can still do something with that, though. That's the tricky bit. I think let's uncomplicate matters and just attack into Herald. See where that goes. You know, that sort of thing. He does still have that Dawn Angel. I do need to be careful about that. Because I don't have a negate for it anymore. So we're going to have to hope that, well, we'll see where it goes after this. Let's just beat into this thing first. Just uncomplicate the game state. What, does this do anything else? So he summons out a spell trap negation, but he never used it. Interesting. Alright. Interesting. Alright. Sorry, Typhon, you did your job. Let's go for Lupus. Go for Lupus, and I guess we'll just end our turn there and see where this goes. We shall see in a moment where this is going to go. Yet now it's the main phase once more. He still has that Dawn Angel in there somewhere. He's got more Dohooty Booty. What does this do again? This lets him summon a Darklord. Yeah, I think now we choose to Imperm. I think now is good. Now that we've run him out a little bit, let's now start with the Impoing. Give it a shot. Book of Eclipse! Well, dang. That doesn't bode well. Granted, this will be face down too, but that's not necessarily good. He's got Itchel too. And that can well, actually, does he still have? Yeah, he still has the one Darklord in the graveyard, the banishment. Okay. That's not necessarily good. And unfortunately, with my first Lupus face down, bringing back the other one doesn't do me much good except for blocking an attack. Which was kind of what I was summoning Lupus for in the first place. So now we're in a bit of trouble. Now we're in a bit of spot of bind here. Alright. Summoning out, yeah, the new dude, the Evening Twilight, who is really ridiculous. Sets a spell and a trap, and he can also copy spell traps. Just like everyone else. Okay. Alright, what did you get? Can you use this again? He can. Okay. Yeah, because the other one was activated through Mitchell. Okay. Alright. But this could be bad, because this thing... Yeah, he cannot be targeted. Okay. So, certain things can stop it, and certain things cannot stop it. But let's go ahead and bring back Lupus again. I'll put him in defense, because I don't think it matters where I put him in. Not especially, no. Not especially. It's just all going to depend. If I can draw like a lantern, would be perfect. Then I can go to an Exceed, and then I could go into my K9 Execution here. My X-Forced Release, that's actually what it's called. Uh-oh. Oh no! Triple Tactical! Oh, yes, that's not good. Because then he gets whatever he wants. Alright. He never did Superbia, though, so that's good. I don't... he's getting low on life points, but I don't remember. The link lets him regain life points. I remember that, but I don't think. Ow! He nuked my stuff. Well, luckily the K9 still does something here, but it doesn't help. I should have kept Lupus in the grave. Oh no! I done goofed. I was a bad dog. Alright, well, I got a little ahead of myself there. I thought I was in complete control of that one, but Darklords, their support is pretty nasty too. So we take a loss, but I think we have enough time for one more duel today. We have another quickie. So let's go for one more duel. Hopefully it's another quickie. And we'll just get some more chance to see some more of this deck. Alright, everybody's having the fourth and final opponent of the day, the last chance at romance, and we don't get to go first, but if I didn't start with a Zuna or something, that'd be fine. Let's see what we have here. It's an interesting hand. I've got my chaotic elements. Lets me search out a bunch of what is this? Banish a card that negate its effects, is really the activated effects of other things. Okay, interesting. Banishing something random like. Is he trying to prevent me from playing certain things, or what's going on here? Jirac Volcano, what the heck? There's some sort of dino deck and he's gonna try and recover this? Maybe. I have no idea what this is. I haven't the faintest clue. What the heck? Alright, Ground Xeno. Alrighty. So this is some sort of dinosaur deck. Alright. Grand Xeno will pop a dino, probably a baby. Or Arcus. Okay, so he doesn't have the optimal hand, but that's okay. He's got stuff. He got Xena Meteosaur. Got a big old honka chonka tuner, so that's something. Not the ideal something, but it's something. And he can also fuse with it. So that's cool. Very cool. My boy got some stuff. Maybe not the stuff he wanted, but he got some stuff. Let's see here what we are going to do. So many options, so many things. Let me think where I want to go with this. Let's start off with, let's see, summon a, yeah. Let's go for Noroi. Good old Noroi. And we're going to use Noroi's effect to get Izuna onto the board. I really wish I had my spell right now. That would be so great. I mean, I wouldn't get any attack, but still, I like the case of K9 to be on the board more often than not. So let's just go ahead and, oh wait, that was the card that sensed it. Whoops. I messed that one up a little bit. It's not a problem. I can still make this work. This thing is still smaller than my monsters. I'm about to sick the dogs on this son of a gun. I'm about to sick the dogs. Let's see. Yeah, they had to be in the graveyard. I mean, the chaotic elements is great for that, but not at the moment. Hold on, let me double check something. Alright, here's what we're doing. We're going to use Noroi's effect. We're going to ditch Jokul, because this will let me look at my opponent's hand. Cool! Great opening hand. Alright, let's go ahead and use Lantern to eat up that Ghost Girl. That's right, I know what you're doing, I'm still going to do it. Just so I can bait you out of using that for now. Excellent. Alrighty, let's beat up a dinosaur. I don't think he has anything to counter this, and I'm still wondering why he banished this. It seemed like, let's see. I don't know what that was. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and beat into him with everything. Everybody, take a bite out of him. There's some good dogs right there. That's some good dogs, and I know good dogs. I mean, my dog's the best dog, but, you know, these are good dogs, too. Hey, some good old puppers. Alright, so this guy's got, like, nothing in the hand. He's got nothing on the board. I made one misplay, but I don't think it's going to matter. Let's go ahead and do something. Oh, yeah, I can only summon out, like, these guys right at the moment. I want to summon. Let's see, every time I'm... You know, I just want to do something different. Really, that's like my thing I want to do right this second. So I'm going to summon a Hound. K9 Hound, who's really supposed to be with Lupus, but it works too. And I will end my turn for now, because I'm pretty sure the duel is over. There is very little he can draw into that will help. No, I do not want to target banish card on the field, but thank you for offering, Hound. You do that pretty good, you know? During a standby, just do that. Oh, what is this? Oh my lord, he drew like the out. Okay. Okay. You're kidding me. You have got to be screwing with me. Are you screwing with me, son? Literally top deck the one card that would save. Okay. I applaud. I applaud. Okay, I can work with this. This is not an issue by any standard. Oh, let's see. You can only summon for a light monster. That's true. I can't use it except for light. Okay, yeah. Let me think. Yeah, we're fine. Lose everything, but this is why we saved chaotic elements. Because now I have 3 more pyro or water. Let's see. Do I have any pyro monsters? Let's see. I have a machine monster. I know I have at least a aqua monster. That's a pyro. There's a joggle. Let me just double check my graveyard. Beast Warrior, Aqua. I have 1 Aqua. Let's see, if I got these both in the graveyard, that would work. Let me double check this. Let's see, something both. Can only be summoned for a let's see, cannot be used for light. Yes. So let's activate Jokal. Get these 2 on the board. Because this thing might be big and tough, but my monsters are bigger and tougher. So let's summon out both Jokal and Lantern. And then we're going to go ahead into summoning. Let's see. Detach material, target card in the field and destroy it. Don't mind if I yes. Let's summon out Jax. That's right. I got my boy here, Jax. When he gets Exceed summoned, or my opponent does a effect, I can just pop a card. There you go. And I think he can use Conductor on himself. Yes, he can. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste the imperm here. Alrighty. Well, we're good. I'm just gonna keep it right there. You know what? I don't need to do anything else because I'm still curious about that first thing. And yeah, my opponent might have had like a bum start hand, but you got to admit he had a pretty crazy top deck there, right there. Top deck and ulti right when he needed him. That's some anime main character power right there. And I know I got people I've dueled against that have the same thing. All right, but that will be close to the end, sir, because now I've got Jax, and I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, yo. Oh, right, he has to more... Okay, hold on. Oh, yes. Let me think about this. This is a smart idea. Is it smart? Not necessarily. Am I going to do it anyway? Yes. We're going to summon Izuna, and we're going to do it right this time. We're going to go ahead and ditch a Lupus to the grave, and we're going to activate our Chaotic Elements spell card. Now that I have 3 or more Pyro Aquas in the graveyard, I can search out a Lantern to the hand and then pop a monster on the board. And that'll pop whatever this is. No Ash Blossoms for you. No foreheads for you. There shall be none. So this will be game right here. So, an interesting dinosaur duel. You know, very, very interesting. I mean, the top deck was still beautiful, but now it's time for me to put this dog somewhere. Put him in the kennel. That's where he's going. All right. So now we take that down. Izuna, you may have the final blow here. That's fine. And that'll be it for today. I mean, pretty good showing, I'd say, by the Pure K9s. They's good dogs. So let's go for the end screen, and we'll talk more about this deck here. Alrighty, everybody. So our K9 dogs went 3 out of 4 duels today, which I feel like is a little bit more than maybe they should have gotten. I mean, our first couple opponents did just kind of surrender. So maybe they're closer to a 2-2. Hard to say, but I will not look a gift horse in the mouth. Our K9s did really darn well today. You know, they're all about countering hands and grave effects, something that's very rampant in Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays. Lots of hand effects, lots of graveyard setup, and these guys are all about countering to that. So we got to summon out pretty much everything we'd really like to summon for the most part, but we didn't get to do some of our cheekier techs like good old Nash Knight and things like Chaos Seas, Bury and Hope. Well, we got to do the lion's share of things. Actually, that's actually wrong. That's a cat. We got to get all the dogs a bone today. That's how we did it. So, well, I'm happy with how the deck turned out. I think the Pure K9 is pretty neat. You know, maybe I'll have to look at some other things that will combine well with K9s in the future. Try to see what What works and what does not. Other level 5 stuff. Cyber Dragons, maybe? Possibly. Who's to say? But regardless, I hope everybody enjoyed it today. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit up all the buttons down below. Keep helping the channel grow. Upper and upper. We still have time in 2025 to hit 1,000, baby. We can still do it. Only need 33 more people. That's all we need. But yes, here is the deck profile for anyone who wants it now. If you want the WireK file to put it directly onto yugioh Pro, then that's going to be in the Discord, linked in the description. So here's the deck, everybody. For our main deck, we played 2 copies of Big Old Rock Nibiru, 2 copies of K9 Lupus, 3 each of K9 Noroi, Izuna, Jokul, and Lantern as our main boys. You know, just summoning them out pretty easy. Jokul summons from the hand, Lantern recovers guys from the grave, and Foolish Barrel Izuna is here. You got 2 copies of Diablaster, the Negation Fortress, as a free level 5. Same thing with Dream Shark, but this guy can negate, you know, effect damage and stuff. So depending on what you're up against, he can even be more useful than Diablaster. I think we have 3 Ash Blossoms, ironically enough, just to, you know, have something to negate rampant searching and stuff. Again, it's also something to counter stuff in the hand. We have 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 1 copy Harper Feather Duster in case you're going second a lot. You'll want these to remove your opponent's back row before you start doing your plays. You have triple tactical talents, because it's basically Pot of Greed modernized. Hashtag unban Pot of Greed. 3 copies of Chaotic Elements, a nice searcher that can get you a Jokul or a Lantern, and if you have enough of those in the graveyard already, pops you a card. And then it has another effect that you can banish and steal your opponent if they have a light or dark pyro or aqua monster. So it's situational, but can also steal your stuff. You have 1 copy of Call by the Grave to stop, again, hand trap stuff. You got K9 Release Restraint, which is our rank up spell of a quick play variety. And let's see. Yeah, it's just recoverable. It's actually almost like a better version of Force Release. Basically, you know, your K9's battle, you get it back from the graveyard. You can just rank up one of your Exceeds into a bigger Exceed. 3 copies of the Case of K9 as Search a Muffin, point increasing, and recovering quick plays when it gets destroyed. Pretty dang sweet. 3 copies of the Infirm, pretty standard thing. And then we have 1 copy of the K9's Special Release to exceed on our opponent's turn and then pop a card. It's pretty sweet. And then on our extra deck, we have things like number 101 for our Nash Knight. We have Nash Knight to equip stuff to from our opponent's board to itself. 2 copies of Ripper as our main search of K9 cards, as well as a card to stop hand traps. We have Artifact Durendal, a very cheeky little tech card, where I can negate my opponent's spell traps or monster effects and turn them into blowing up my cards, i.e. blowing up Case or K9 if we don't need it anymore. We have things like K9 the Hound, who can't be destroyed the turn he's summoned, gets bigger when my opponent uses monster effects, and can banish stuff in the standby by detaching materials. We have 2 copies of K9 Jax, the newest member, who can pop stuff when my opponent uses monster effects and when he's summoned. So he's kind of like Detonator in here, in a sense. And you can also give an Exceed that's using him as material. What was the thing? He inflicts double damage. If my opponent uses he uses a monster effect during my turn, I have used this guy's material for somebody else, then this will do double damage, essentially. We have, of course, what's it, a C101 cell on our Dark. For the odd occasion, we can summon the darn things off like Nash Knight, that sort of thing. We have Chaos Exceeds Nash Knight, which can be used just by summoning out Nash Knight. You overlay on top of this thing. Chaos Exceeds Burying Hope, which uses 101, 107, what have you made to summon that out. We have the new K9X Ripper Millennia, which I had to tag this guy out. He's pretty dang beefy. He does piercing damage. If he's summoned by a K9 spell trap, I can target up to 2 cards and shuffle them into the deck from the grave or the banishment. And my opponent uses a monster effect and it's attached 2 materials, negate a card, and then nuke the board. It's pretty nasty. 2 copies of XK9 Werewolf, the original boss, which is a rank 9 here. He can attack a number of times during the battle phase, up to the number of Exceeds materials attached to himself. He can attach materials, and depending on whose turn it is, let's see, yeah, he does different things. You can banish the top card of your opponent's field or graveyard, or if it's your opponent's turn, you can look at their hand and banish a card from their hand until the end phase. Pretty beefy dude. He's also 3,300 point beat stick. Pretty nice. And lastly, we have good old Typhoon, which in an emergency situation, Lupus can just turn into Typhoon, so that's pretty cool there. So as for the side deck, a lot of little things. If you find that you're up against big old nasty things you cannot handle, go for some Kaijus. Go for Gamma Seal. If you want some more hand-trappy things, ironic as it is, you have things like Ghost Ogre to pop cards your opponent controls that have used their effects. You have Drolly Locky Birdie if you're up against, like, I don't know, an Exodia deck or something like that. There's a Valid, the Super Sky Blaster, who's pretty neat. He can attach materials to flip monsters face down as a quick effect. So if you find like you need Book of Moon is here for you. You have another Lightning Storm if you find you need it. A couple Solemn Strikes if you just want to replace Imperm for something a little bit different. And also Solemn Johnson if you just want to negate everything under the sun. So that's the deck, everybody. I hope you very much enjoy it. Next time on our list, we have a Chaos Sworn deck, which is going to be a very interesting play in this one. Let's see, where's that one? Yes, because we actually got a request to play this with Curious, and it's pretty much pure Light Sworns and a little bit of Twilight Sworn, so it's going to be an interesting one, but that'll be in a couple days because the weekend has come, work has come back, so thank you very much for watching for today. I will catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, stay safe, stay happy, you have a good one. I'll catch you on the flip side.